I'm Sharon Bill. Welcome to my Music Theory Tuition series where I work with you step by step through the ABRSM Discovering Music Theory grades. I'll work through every single exercise and explain everything you need to know. You can access information about the books I have available to help you on my website. Go to sharonbill.com. For advert-free and longer lessons, you can become a patron at patreon.com/SharonBill. If you can give me a like, that would be super, and please do subscribe to my channel to stay updated. You can support this channel by buying me a coffee at buymeacoffee.com/SharonBill. Continuing further with the topic of scales, we're now going to look a little bit closer at how the major scale is made up of a mixture of full steps and half steps, tones and semitones. If you sing a scale through, you will hear the difference of how some notes are further apart. They feel higher to sing than next door notes will sound when they are a semitone apart. And if we look at it on the piano keyboard, I do suggest that you get used to writing a piano keyboard out as a visual aid, even if you don't play piano. It's a real help when you're imagining tones and semitones. And if I just quickly just show you, it doesn't need to be a work of art, just how to quickly write yourself a piano keyboard. By all means you can use a ruler, but I'm just kind of getting the job done as if you were in a exam. So we have 2 black notes miss, 3 black notes miss. I wouldn't like to play this piano. 2 black notes miss, and then so on. So get through your pencil lead though. Let's just extend that. And then you could even just give yourself some clues there. So you can quickly write yourself a piano keyboard out as a visual aid. It's easily done and it's so helpful. Here we have one a little bit more neatly presented to us, but for when that's not available, you could just sketch your own. Now we can see here are the steps of the scale. So we have a C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. Every step is allocated, but you'll notice that from C to D is a tone. There's a black key in between, so we have a half step plus a half step makes a full step, a tone. D to E is a tone. However, E to F is a semitone. F to G is a tone. G to A is a tone. A to B is a tone, and then B to C is a semitone. So we can see that steps 3 to 4 and steps 7 to 8 are semitones. And this is what creates the major scale pattern, this particular arrangement of tones and semitones. There are many, many other scales. Scale means step. This is the major scale, and it's the one that's perhaps most often used in Western music. So you will hear, and that will just sound right to you. Now then, if we just remember that 3 to 4 and 7 to 8 are where the semitones fall, that's when we're going up, ascending, and so when we descend, we'll need to remember it's 8 to 7, 4 to 3. Be careful to go backwards when we're descending. And so, in exercise 3, we're asked to write tone or semitone above each bracket to show where the distance between the note is a tone or a semitone. So we're asked to particularly describe. Now, I agree with the smart tip here for sure. Let's write the degrees of the scale. So we'll write down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Remember, this is going up, this is ascending. And now we're going backwards. 8 isn't duplicated, it just turns right around to 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now then, you could do this the very, very long way and work out each individual interval and look, well, C to D, that's a tone. D to E, that's a tone, but that is a very, very long-winded way. It will take a long time and you might be prone to just make some mistakes in the confusion of getting all of that done. However, we know that only steps 3 to 4 and 7 to 8 are semitones. Everything else must be a tone. So 4 to 5, that must be a tone because only 3 to 4 is a semitone. We can double check that and we can see that F to G in the bass clef is indeed a tone. Now 7 to 8 we know is our semitone pattern and we can double check that. We can see that B to C is a semitone. There's nothing in between here. So continuing on, we have 6 to 5. We're going backwards here. Only the 3 to 4, 7 to 8 are semitones. That's not that. So that must be a tone. We can double check it. That's A to G. And we can see that is indeed a tone, a full step. And then we have 4 to 3, which we know is a semitone. And so that is that. And we can double check it. We can see F to E is indeed a semitone. Now, in exercise 3B, don't forget that you're going backwards first and then stepping up. So remember it's 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then we're ascending. 1 isn't repeated. We go straight on to 2, the second degree of scale, D, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And so now that you've got that in place, you're prepared to answer these quickly and easily. So have a go and then we'll check through those now, hoping you've had a little go on your own. So 4 to 3 we know is our semitone, F to E. That's F to E, so that is a semitone. 1 to 2 is not a semitone. We know that's a tone. It's only 3 to 4, 7 to 8, or 8 to 7, 4 to 3. So that must be a tone. And again, we can double check. We can see C to D is indeed a full step, a tone, because we've got half plus a half is a full tone. So here we have 4 to 5. Again, that's not a semitone. 3 to 4 is a semitone. 4 to 5 is a tone. 6 to 7 is also a tone. And you can double check that. We can see that F to G is a tone and A to B is a full tone, a full step as well. And so that's quickly and easily sorted if you just remember the little formula 3 to 4, 7 to 8 for semitones. Now we have a little challenge at the bottom of this page. We've done quite a bit of work about scales, and so now we can try writing one ourselves. There's a few things to bear in mind. Watch out which clef, and also watch out it's descending. We need to be going downwards, so we need to start quite high so we've got room to come down. We're asked to write it in crotchets or minims, so we're going to have to watch which way our stems go. So it's putting quite a lot of things into remembrance here. So I think we'll go in minims for this one. And so we're going to start on C, and we'll start on middle C, which is quite high up in the bass clef. And then we can easily step down. I'm going to worry about the stems afterwards. Let's take one thing at a time. There's a lot to think about here. And so now we need to be coming down in steps. So there's our line, space, line, space, line, space, line, space. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's our octave. So we should have ended on C, all cows eat grass, so we know we've not gone wrong. And we can see every line and space is properly allocated. We have C, B, A, G, F, E, D, C. If you're not familiar with the clef though, you can easily just work it down, line, space, and you can be sure you've ended on the right note as a double check. So now all we've got to do is put our stems in place. And so we know that anything above the middle line, the stems must come down. by all means use a ruler if that's helpful to you. And you can see as the note heads are coming down, the stems are sort of showing that descending pattern. Now, this note here, the D, could have the stem coming down or it could have the stem going up. You can choose either way. I'm going to choose the stem to go upwards, and that way, well, that's a bit wobbly, isn't it? Shall I do that again? That way, this last C won't be lonely. And we have a line going up there. That's just my choice. You can do it either way. You could go down if you prefer. So perhaps now you feel equipped to have a go at writing the scale of C major ascending in the treble clef. You could use minims or you could use crotchets. So I'm hoping that you've had a go of this. So I will work through this one now and we can check it out. So we're in the treble clef. We're going to be ascending, going up. And so I'm going to start low down. So I've got plenty of room to ascend in steps. So we'll start on middle C. I think I'll do crotchets now as a change. I'll worry about the stems after. Let's just take one thing at a time so we don't make mistakes trying to think of everything at once. So there's the line, space, line, space, line, space. Just stepping that's what scale means. Line, space, there we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Everything's properly stepped up and we should have ended on C, F, A, C. That's correct. So we have a C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. Now all we've got to do is put the stems. So remembering the middle line is where the change happens. After that, it must come down. Here, these must go up. This one can go either way. So stems going up, showing the gradual ascent as the stems go up in the same ratio as the notes. So this one, we could go either way. I could go up, but I think I'm going to go down just to keep this last note company, which must come down. And that's the challenge completed. I hope this is helpful to your studies. Please do like and subscribe to stay updated. If you'd like to support this channel, you can buy me a coffee, and for advert-free lessons, you can become a patron. Do visit my website where you'll find many resources available to help you. Visit sharonbill.com. Thanks for watching. Bye.